On paper and in theory, it looks like a great deal. But why in the NFL it's so hard to actually execute? I'll tell you that is next.
Forget cable, switch to Frontier. The Fios Triple Play brings dedicated 100% fiber optics to your home. Fios TV, 15x5 internet and digital phone for $119.99 per month with 2-year price protection plan on qualifying service. FrontierPacificNW.com.
We all know the Seahawks are supposed to have a quarterback controversy, a quarterback competition, call it what you will, but that's what's supposed to occur this year in training camp and as they move into the preseason. But the more you think about it, Brock, not that they don't want it to happen, how can it really happen?
Well, you brought up a good point, and you look out at Tennessee with Jake Locker and Matt Hasselbeck. It's a quarterback competition out there, but what do they ultimately want? They want the 8th pick in their draft from last year, Jake Locker, to assume that role. Out here, the last couple years, we've had quarterback competitions, correct? They signed Charlie Whitehurst. I think they would have loved for Charlie Whitehurst to have at least pushed Matt. That didn't happen. Last year, they came in. T-Jack is their guy. There will be no competition. And now you go into year 3 here with Pete and John, and he wants an open 50-50 competition going into this camp. That's just hard to execute.
Well, I think it's hard to execute not only from the perspective of who gets the first rep, who gets more reps, who gets time with the first unit, who goes against the first defensive unit. It's hard just because, look, if Matt Flynn, we know who Tavares Jackson is. He's got a set curve. You know who he is. You saw him over the course of last year, and he's got a whole resume before that.
6 years.
What Matt Flynn is upside. He's the guy who you believe can be better than Tavares Jackson. So it's not so much as a competition as it is a test, a tryout for Matt Flynn. Can you be better than what we saw last year from Tavares Jackson?
And I think the strongest point of emphasis to back that up is if T-Jack wasn't that guy, if he'd been able to close out some of the games, if that story was different last year when he got his opportunity, you know what you have seen the Seahawks have done? Probably given him that Matt Flynn contract and then draft somebody to compete with him. Instead, they go out on that market, they draft Matt Flynn. Is Ryan Tannehill still a possibility at some juncture, or another quarterback, an Osweiler, a Whedon, Russell Wilson if they fall right value-wise? Yeah, I think you can add that to the mix. So I think ultimately bringing Flynn in, not extending T-Jack, kind of tells the whole story.